Hello. We have returned. Hello. I have returned. What happened? I don't know. But my computer just went down. Like very, very dead for a second. Sometimes when that happens, my dog lays on the power cord. And, yeah, that happens from time to time, so. It is what it is, you know? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, back in it. Just like the Garleans and the Imperials raided the hideout, the Waking Sands, they raided the stream as well. And that's where we are. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. So, well, let's get back into it. Where we last left off, the Garleans raided the hideout, you know? And that's where we are. And we went up north to Kurthus. And while we were in Kurthus, we come across a young man named Lord Haurchefant. Lord Haurchefant. He befriends us. And we are going to help him with a certain dilemma that he is facing. So let's meet our dear friend, Lord Haurchefant. Let's see. Pursuit of the past. Is this where we go? Maybe it's right here. No, I think it's right here. So, oh no, this is a place called the Stone Vigil. Well, anyway, Lord Haurchefant gives us a tip that we need to go to a place called the Stone Vigil. Or through him, we eventually discover that we've got to go to this place. Because that is where the airship that Sid used to command was in. And so, we go there. It's a dungeon. It's a crazy dungeon that I ran like hundreds of thousands of times, it feels like. And that's where we find the airship. So that's actually what this cutscene is. We'll jump right back in with it. I am not dressed for snowy weather. But the Enterprise, that's what it's called, is guarded by a dragon. So you got to fight the dragon, as we do. So, got to get the airship, got to fight the dragon. And so we do. We fight the dragon, we kill the dragon, and that's all there is to that, you know? We get the airship, and now we can go into a vortex where Garuda is. And that was the whole reason why we needed to get that airship, so that we could penetrate these wind forces of Garuda and take on this primal. So let's watch that cutscene now. It's pretty cool. We can also see, I think, Garuda in this image. Maybe it's the next one. Yeah, here it is.
There. She's ready.
Ah, she stirs.
Alfino's voice is a little, like, condescending in everything that he says here, but he gets better. He does get better. An awkward, loving hand.
To Kurthus, and an audience with the Harpy Queen Garuda.
Harpy Queen Garuda.
Enterprise, engage.
I love that Alphinaud, like, immediately takes on this role of, like, leader, captain sort of thing. And it's like, just because everybody else is dead? Really? Isn't that lovely? He's Damian Wayne.
Damn it. I once flew in this airship.
Now Sid's remembering
Was
who he
not
is.
alone. There were adventurers on board. Adventurers like you.
Oh, it's echo time, baby. It's echo time. We just have to channel the next cutscene in order for it to be echo time.
Just how long have I worn these damn goggles?
Oh, he had a fancy attire.
Yes, I fancied myself a trendsetter in my younger day.
That's true. It's not my first playthrough. I don't know why Streamlabs is still saying that.
The
I
young
thought I turned that off.
prodigy, admired by all, exactly like his father.
So here's where Sid regains his memory. He still had that same haircut. You're right, Esper. Problems.
Born and raised in
Garlemald.
Garlemald.
So he was raised with the Imperials, basically. And then he defected. That's the point of that cutscene. It's really sweet. But now, we are off to fight Garuda. And here we go. So we fly into the vortex. In the quickest cutscene of all time. And here we are. Running with our friends. Who dares intrude upon my sanctuary? Your insolence shall not go unpunished, landwalkers. And there she is, Garuda. She's huge. As I live and breathe. And then there's the ones that summoned her. Don't love them. Alright, and so there's all kinds of stuff going on there. And then we defeat her. Okay? We defeat her. And then this happens. It's crazy. No, 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 no. That's good voice acting. She's very angry. This is my realm. You have no hope here. None, none. Did you truly believe you could defy a god? So then she gets really angry. So, she's gaining power from her worshippers. Of course, worship. So long as the Ixal keep praying, she will never fall. Then let's stop them. So, again, we go and persecute the lizard people. And that will weaken her. So then we fight her again, I think, or maybe this is all lead into that. Yeah. She's very upset that the Echo is protecting him. So again, he's having this visionary moment of collecting all these crystals. The most powerful of all. It's like Pinocchio. And with all those powers combined, he is Captain Planet. What have you done to me? Now you can definitely see some of the Final Fantasy XVI influences here, like kind of stealing the crystal or the essence or the ether or the power of all of these primals. I mean, definitely some influences for what would be 16. Now, at the end of all of this, I think it's here. I don't think it's in the next area. Yeah. The Empire shows up. Let's see if this is it. She is weakened.
Why do you not tremble at my might? Why do you not beg for mercy? Why do you not die?
We've done it!
Ah! Impossible it is!
Kill you all!
Is that all? O Lady of the Vortex, O mighty Garuda. Of all primals, the most terrible, I say again, is that all?
Gaius!
Ah, Sid, my boy, you look well. For one who has forsaken kin and country, I wonder what else you will forsake before the day is done.
What?
What exactly did you hope to accomplish here this day? Well,
Oops. I've hit a button, my bad. So what happens next is, like, the Empire, Gaius, here, mercilessly killing all of these Ixal, but trying to acquire all of the power of these primals for himself.
Is that all?
And you can kind of see what is going to happen here next. Garuda
Very
is still fighting for her own powers here.
Seven hells, does she still mean to fight?
Yeah. Now the Amalja have also shown up here, and so they're summoning Ifrit, and then the Kobolds, who are also here, are now summoning Titan. So you're getting all of these primals at once here. Mm-hmm. This is such a cool moment where you get all of these primals that are facing up against Gaius here.
No. No, this is all wrong.
Stop gawping, boy. We must run.
surrender yourselves unto me.
Okay, so a lot of taunting here. But then this is where, like, I was like, this is actually really, really cool. The Imperials bring in this huge thing, Ultima weapon, right? And then he just like crushes all of these primals and then absorbs all of their powers.
It is you who will suffer, Garuda.
It's nuts.
Ancient Eleg had ways of dealing with your kind. Now, look on their ultimate weapon, Icon, and despair.
No! No! No!
He just eats her? Nah, that's gross. Like, just chomps on her head.
Magnificent. It exceeds all expectation.
Mm-hmm. Face first, yeah, crazy.
With each primal it consumes, it grows more powerful. A marvel, is it not?
Here's one of the hooded masked men. His name is Lahabrea.
Such is the fate of those who oppose
Lahabrea.
the Empire. There will be no warriors of light to save you this time. If your leaders are as wise as they are reported, they will surrender.
Okay, so kind of a threatening aura about that guy. That's what happens there. So, we've got a few other things before the end of A Realm Reborn, so I want to kind of like speed through some of this stuff really quickly. So you see what you're up against. But, so we're going to just kind of read through some of this journal entry stuff. It says, before you can contemplate tackling the Empire's terrifying new weapon, the Scions, the Seventh Dawn, must be reborn. So you return to the Waking Sands with Alfino and Cid. And within the echoing halls, the Waking Sands, excuse me, not Walking Sands, you are reunited first with Ida and later with Ishtola, to the surprise and delight of all concerned. The pair reveal that they have spent the days since the raid searching for information on the location of the Scions taken prisoner by the Empire. So, they've located where the captured Scions are, and it's in a place around Mordona, which is a new area that you go into, and there's a specific stronghold that you have to infiltrate, Castrum Sentry. So you go and you sneak through there, and it is awesome and crazy and all kinds of stuff. Like it's just a really fun sort of thing, but it's a basic infiltration mission. So then let me just kind of speed through a few other things really quickly, because we're like, A Realm Reborn is all about world building, and that's what I feel like we've really, really done tonight. Like, just kind of introduce the world and all that kind of stuff, whereas the story proper kind of begins after A Realm Reborn. So, you go into the Castrum, you are able to rescue Minfilia and the others, and you learn that Lahabrea has possessed your friend Thancred. This was a really sad moment for me, because I was like, that's my boy, and now he's being possessed by, the masked guy, and that was, a problem. So, am I going to go fight him? Thancred's been body snatched, bad times, all that stuff. And so, you are now kind of in the end game, and so you're going to have to infiltrate or head into a place called the Praetorium to go and take down kind of the Empire. You got to solve this stuff with Thancred, and ultimately you've got to take down the Ultima weapon. So there's a lot that happens kind of in between there, but what I want us to do is to kind of get a sense of like, okay, the final bit here, after everything is kind of mounted to this climax, it's time to go take on the Praetorium, which is like the seat of the Empire. Now, you and your party of like 8 adventurers, or I guess 4 adventurers now after a patch, you're going to take on this Praetorium, this stronghold keep. But on the outside of this place, you should also know that there's a massive war going on. All of the city-states that we had visited earlier, Gridania, Limsa, Ul'dah, they're all out there in the fields, firing up a counter-offensive against the Empire, who is wanting to invade. But you are the key. Like, they're all fighting on the outside. You come in and have to settle things with Gaius and with all of these folks on the inside, and especially Ultima weapons. So let's go on and see.
But the Ultima weapon is all-powerful. Why does my enemy still stand?
So you're going to fight Ultima weapon here in the end. This is a really cool fight.
Strength truly be so great.
It is the blessing of light that confounds you.
Lahabrea.
And then there's Thancred, possessed by Lahabrea.
Your foe acts under the protection of the crystal he bears.
So, this is what empowers him.
Beyond mortal limits. If you are to prevail, the hammer of darkness must needs be brought to bear upon the shield of light. And so it shall. For the Ultima weapon is host to a power of which you are as yet ignorant.
Speak plainly, Ascian.
The heart of Sabik. It is the weapon's core, an enigma whose surface even the vaunted scholars of ancient Alec failed to scratch.
Okay, so ancient Alec, that's an old civilization. Don't worry about it too much.
Magic
At least not now.
within has lain dormant for eons.
Of what magic do you speak?
A spell without parallel. Ultima. I sought the life force of the Primals for no other reason but to quicken the core. For the true power of the Ultima weapon lies within its now beating heart.
Lahabrea, what have you done?
No more than was necessary for my god to be reborn.
Damn you.
What's up, Via?
The hour is at hand. Behold but a sliver of my god's power. From the deepest pit of the seven
So Lahabrea has a bit of a temper tantrum here and explodes everything.
Unleash Ultima!
Yeah, a minor explosion. Honestly, like, the way that they evolved the Ascians over the course of all of the future expansions is amazing. It is amazing.
Such devastation! This was not my intention.
Oh, Hydaelyn. It seems the task of keeping your champion alive has exhausted what strength you had left.
Oh, yeah.
Van Belzar, your enemy's shield is broken. The rest I leave to you.
We will speak later, Ascian. But first, I must deal with you. The question of who is mightier remains. Come, adventurer. Let us find
Such
the
stank.
answer together.
Okay, so you end up fighting Ultima Weapon. You defeat Ultima Weapon, but then you've got to fight La Brea. Okay, and after defeating La Brea and Ultima,
Pathetic.
La Brea is not happy.
You boasted of unrivaled power. You were entrusted with the ultimate weapon. The ultimate magic. And still, you failed.
So much.
So much for the glory of man.
So again, he's angry. He turns his ire on us, and we all fight him. Oh, yeah, these are just a bunch of different cutscenes of him wanting to fight us. So this is, again, before the battle. So that kind of gets us into the mood of that. Did we beat him yet? Or is this another cutscene? We are being preserved. And he cannot believe it. Yeah. That's me. Now this is very reminiscent of Noctis and Arden to me.
If thou wouldst pierce the shadows, make thee a blade of light.
Aren't they? And you can flip them on and off. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Made him Laha toast from the Laha bread. That's right.
What?
My beachwear shall never be beaten. Frat guy of light over here. That's right. Me and all my friends. Here's everybody we've met. Merlwyb, Connie Senna. It's very FF15 ending, yeah. So good. That part's really good. I love that. Tancred, wake up. So now we get into a little bit of the ending. I always liked this part because it was like, I can't leave my boy. You know, I think it matters more when you start in Ul'dah. It's like, Thancred, like, I gotta save you. It's time to ride our Magitech out of here to freedom. That's my loyal Magitech. Brothers forever. No frat guy left behind here. You kissed most of these cutscenes? Eh, relatable.
And so my conquest ends, Cid. In smoke and ashes.
Whew. You would kiss certain cutscenes. Maybe in later expansions, maybe.
Here. Feel. Think.
This is just like Liza P again.
Warrior
Poise.
of light. Beloved,
Beloved son.
The darkness hath fled before the unclosed brilliance of thy spirit. Yet it lingereth still beyond the sight of men, in forgotten corners of the world. In the depths of the abyss yet resideth the Dark One, watchful ever, till this evil be cast out. Never shall the world know aught but a passing peace. Yet for the present, a gentle light shineth o'er the realm of Eorzea. With thee at its heart. From sparkling moat shall it swell to glorious sun.
Yeah, just a lot of words
And
here.
all the
A lot of
world
words. And it's like,
shall
you are the hope of the
bask
world.
in its
Like,
warmth.
live it. Live into it. You got this, kid. Don't get cocky. This game loves its words.
Blessings
Yeah,
and joy
it's words on words on
be
words.
upon me.
ARR needed
Go forth,
a
my
really good
child,
editor.
and be as a beacon of hope for
And like
Eorzea
editors for the
and
editors.
the lands beyond through all the days of thy life.
Okay, so the story kind of ends. You get to safety, and then you're able to like enjoy kind of the fruits of your labor for a time. Okay.
What is it?
That roar. It can't be.
Did you hear that?
There's no time to spare.
Where is it coming from?
Thancred's okay. We saved him.
Dread tidings, chaos and carnage!
It is an abomination! A primal has awakened!
So then starts an entire saga with Bahamut and like awakening Bahamut from there. And that really ends like the whole game proper, I suppose. A primal is a godlike creature or deity that is summoned by usually a beast tribe in order to gain power in the world. Yeah. So the game A Realm Reborn proper kind of ends right here, but because it is an MMO, this game does keep going, and so like this story leads right into the next one. Now when this game finished up right here, there was always like foreshadowing about the future, like the Ascians are still out there and like they're plotting like a counter attack and stuff, like what is their next move and all that. But then there's going to be other issues. Now, in between this and the expansion Heavensward, there's a lot that goes down, and that will be the topic of our Thursday night stream, because I'd like to talk a little bit more about some of the characters and stuff like that. This week is all about A Realm Reborn and leading up into Heavensward. Thursday night we're going to do the in-between expansion patches rather, and then next week we'll go into Heavensward. But Thursday night we will actually watch probably about a 30-minute cutscene together, because it is just that good. To kind of close out here for the evening, I want to tell you a little bit about what I love about A Realm Reborn, because there's a lot that's like, oh man, what are we doing? But let's go to a place with some good music that we can vibe to, like Ul'dah, shall we? Yeah, I'm only doing main scenario stuff. I'm not going to do all the side content, because I mean we'd be here for years and years and years, and that's not the vibe, the thing that we're going to do. So here's what I love about A Realm Reborn, everybody. A Realm Reborn gets a lot of crap. What I love about it from just a gameplay standpoint is that it is the first game that I would say really gives WoW, World of Warcraft, a run for its money, and like that even shows through today. I played World of Warcraft, I enjoyed it, but the thing that I always loved most about World of Warcraft was when it leaned into the story. And so there was a specific dungeon in Wrath of the Lich King where you really get some backstory on Arthas, who's like the big villain in that. This game takes those story elements and just goes in deep with it, and I love that stuff. The gameplay itself is a fun loop, but from a story standpoint, A Realm Reborn introduces you to some of the best ensemble characters that have been in recent Final Fantasy games. I would say the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. The introduction of each of them is really, really neat, really cool, and those relationships that are born here only grow in future expansions. A couple other things that I really appreciate about A Realm Reborn, and then I do have some critiques that I'll share with you. The world building. You really get to know Ul'dah, Gridania, and Limsa Lominsa. You get to know their grand companies or their armies, essentially. You get to know their admirals and their leaders, their governments. And I think that is awesome. I love a lived-in world sort of thing. And that, to me, has been one of the best things that A Realm Reborn does, because it gives you the ingredients to make something really, really cool. And that's exactly what it does for the remainder of the entire saga here. I don't think... I think that they had like a roadmap that they wanted to follow at the beginning of A Realm Reborn, but they left it so malleable that they could build an incredible world. Like the Ascians, the masked robed people, they become so much cooler in the later things, but their introduction here is really important. The Garleans, you get to go to their hometown eventually. You get to really get into their psyche and what drove them to do the things that they do. That comes like 3 expansions later, though. You get to learn more about the roots of Ul'dah and Alamigo, and as the song says, one of the theme songs of this, one of the expansions. These are all tales of loss and fire and faith, and you're going to get that time and time again here in side quests, but certainly in main story quests. So the reason why I don't skip cutscenes, and what makes all of this really compelling to me, is these characters. Now, to some of my critiques. The world building is so dialogue and text heavy that it can become borderline tedious and cumbersome. And that's where I really do fault some of this game. But it's necessary, I get it. But it is a slog if you want to read through and really gain all of these things, right? So that's one thing that's against it. Like I said a little bit earlier, I think that this game needed a series of editors, even for the editors. It's so clear that everything in this game was lovingly crafted. That doesn't mean that it all needed to stay. Like with my dissertation coach and advisor, he edited the crap out of my dissertation. And anytime I write something, I give it to somebody that has no love of the material and is just like, this is needed, this is not, like you can cut this down, all that stuff, because that's a good editor, right? And I think that there's some things in here that could do that. I've heard that the Titan side quests that are really long and laborious were cut down. I haven't played since they patched some of this stuff, or played A Realm Reborn since they patched some of this stuff, but that's a good thing. They did take out a few extra fights that are no longer needed and all that stuff. But all in all, A Realm Reborn is a good start for things. It was interesting enough to me that it enticed me to play. Every expansion after A Realm Reborn has kept me playing, and that's where it gets really good. But this is, I would say, as far as like just a basic thing of like what could an MMO be in a narrative world, ARR does a great job of that. I had never played an MMO with a story as strong as this, with characters that you cared about, and this is what makes 14 such an amazing project. So it's good. They did rework a lot of ARR. I think that's really cool that they did that. So anyway, so that is A Realm Reborn, everybody. We have gone through. It was more than the Cliff's Notes version, but it was less than obviously what it actually is. And I left out a ton of stuff in this. But with all of that, these are some of the basic things that I love about A Realm Reborn. And as we move toward Heavensward and the in-between patches, hope that you'll look forward to more of these sort of in-review sort of sessions. Also, make sure you hit me up if you've got any questions about the story, and maybe I won't know them right off the cuff, but I will find the answers to them if you send them over to me on Twitter and all that that jazz. We will be back on Thursday. We are going to do the in-between patches before we go to Heavensward next week, so Heavensward is going to be a really fun time next week, so get excited for that, everybody. And with that, I guess I will see you in Eorzea. If you ever want to quest with me, I am on the Dynamis server on Halicarnassus. Dynamis is the data center, and Halicarnassus is the server. So, anyway, just look me up, and we'll have a good time. With that, everybody, have a wonderful night, and I will see you all on Thursday, or I'll see you in game. But until next time, walk tall, my friends. Bye, you guys.